This is a major warning for the food supply and for the American people, right? Trump just issued this warning and he is essentially spilling the beans, right? He's telling the American people and warning them that the food is making you sick. Potentially certain medications, prescriptions, things you are taking are making you sick. You've been forced to take. And he's saying big pharma is potentially making you sick. All right, so he's really spilling the beans, and he knows what's going on behind the scenes. All right, this is kind of what we've been waiting for him to come out and say, and now he is spilling the beans on big pharma, and he is warning that they are making you sick, and he is saying potentially even linked to things like cancer. All right, so this is big, and this is why growing your own food is just becoming more important every single day, all right? And that's why I'm out here in the chicken coop right now. And I brought the flag out here because it's 4th of July, all right? These are American chickens, American bred. And that's America's superpower, is growing so much food. We're so abundant. We have incredible farmland, incredible resources, water, all these things, soil. Okay, farmers in general, the knowledge, technology, all these things, we're a powerhouse when it comes to this. But at the same time, it's one of our biggest disadvantages as well. It's one of our biggest blind spots for making us sick, right, and destroying our health. And now we have Trump coming out and kind of spilling the beans and solidifying what we've all thought, all right? And he's saying big pharma is doing this. And he's saying that they need to pay for what they've done the past few years, making everyone sick and potentially even giving people cancer and all this stuff. That's what he's warning of. So let's get into the details here really quick, guys. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out so people know what's going on in our country. People are just eating this junk and it's potentially making them extremely sick. Right, and I'm guilty of this too. It's hard to phase every little thing out. All right, but that's the goal here, is to phase one thing out at a time. All right, start growing your own vegetables. Start having laying hens that are giving you eggs. All right, start raising meat birds. Get some dairy animals. All right, that's what we're working on right here. All right, to just cut out the food supply entirely so we know it's clean and we know it's healthy. But I want you to listen to this warning that Trump just issued on July 2nd, right? He just issued this warning, and he is saying that he's going to go after big pharma. He's kind of spilling the beans, saying that they're going to go after them if he gets in again. All right, so listen to this really quick.
In recent decades, there has been an unexplained and alarming growth in the prevalence of chronic illnesses and health problems, especially in children. We've seen a stunning rise in autism, autoimmune disorders, obesity, infertility, serious allergies, and respiratory challenges. It's time to ask, what is going on? Is it the food that they eat, the environment that we live in, the overprescription of certain medications? Is it the toxins and chemicals that are present in our homes? Every year we spend hundreds of billions of dollars to treat these chronic problems rather than looking at what is causing them in the first place. Too often our public health establishment is too close to big pharma. They make a lot of money, big pharma, big corporations and other special interests, and does not want to ask the tough questions about what is happening to our children's health. If big pharma defrauds American patients and taxpayers or puts profits above people, they must be investigated and held accountable. When I'm back...
All right, so you heard that there. He said they're going to be investigated and held accountable. All right, and he also saying that this is potentially linked to autoimmune disorders, all these different things that are affecting people in the country. It's potentially linked to this. Exactly. What's the root cause? Why are we just treating all these things, just treating the symptoms? But there's never investigation into the root cause. All right, so this is big that he's calling them out like this because he's been on the other side of this, right? He's been on the other side of the big pharma stuff, and he probably knows now and realizes that it's not good, right? Seeing the side effects the past 4 years of what's going on with this stuff that was rolled out for people, okay? And there's been a lot of destruction, right? There's been a path of destruction, and it's been very blacklisted, right? It's very swept in the rug. Even right now, you can barely really get into all this stuff, but you know what I'm talking about, what's happened. People that have been injured, people that have lost their lives destroyed, careers destroyed over the past few years, and a lot of it's related to these big pharma companies, okay? They are just allowed to run these experiments on the American people left and right. They're always happening continuously in our food supply, everything. He's talking about fertility rates, exactly. Fertility rates are collapsing, all right? And part of it is, it's not even just birth rates, it's people can't even get pregnant, all right? There's something going on. There's some hormonal thing going on, right? Men have extremely low T levels compared to decades past. Every decade it gets lower, right? Something's going on. There's something in the food. There's these microplastics everywhere. Everyone's on these different medications. There's all these things that end up in the water supply, and then other people drink them, right? And there's a dozen different things that are affecting us, and we really need to have someone that's going to rein in a lot of these agencies that are running wild and running these wild experiments on us. All right, so this is good news to hear. All right, and it doesn't mean everything's fixed or anything, but this is just something that you don't really hear at a presidential level, that they're going to figure out what's going on and insinuate that it's coming from the food, it's coming from the medications, it's coming from big pharma and their experiments. All right, so this is big. This is why you guys need to just be getting yourself prepared and getting yourself ready. All right, I grabbed this girl over here because she keeps pecking at the computer, so I just snatched her up really quick. All right, this is what we're working on, and they're giving us a ton of eggs, right? And if it ever came down to it, I can eat these chickens too, right? And we're actually going to have meat chickens very soon, right? That's one of our projects here, is hatching out some of these eggs, because they all have roosters. We have a few different flocks, and having meat birds, all right? So that's another food source that we are working on here too right now, all right? So it's go time now. It's getting to a point where you're not even gonna want to eat this stuff. All the stuff that's poked into it and put into it and that's given to it, and all the animals and everything you're eating, it's coming to a point where you don't even want these things, right? You're not even gonna want this, because it's accumulating in your body as well. Every time you eat these chickens, these animals that are given all this stuff, it's affecting them too, potentially. And then it's getting in your body and affecting you, right? All of it. The chemicals, the stuff in the food, all the stuff that they're getting into their bodies, it eventually ends up into you, all right? So make sure you guys are getting ready, getting prepared. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out so people know what's going on in our country. We need to reclaim the ship of America and make it culture again, right? America is the best. I love America. I don't care if you don't think it's the best. I think it's the best. And tons of other people think it's the best too, right? Even if it's not the best, it's the best we got. So that's what I'm sticking with, all right? Even if you don't think it's the best, it's still the best we got. I think it's the best, and I'm going to be here till the end, right? That's how I feel about the U.S., and I want to turn the ship around. I want my kids to live here and be successful. I want my grandkids to live here, my great-grandkids. I want them all to be here and be successful and we can do it. All right, we can turn this ship around. So thank you guys. Hope you have a blessed Independence Day, 4th of July with your friends, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.